Okay, today's lesson is going to be page 20 of the notebook, which is on proportional relationships from tables, section 2.1. So please add page 20 to your table of contents. So here it is, the front of the page of your notes. We're going to be looking at this table and how to determine if it's proportional using two methods. So first, looking at method 1, you're going to set up the y over x ratios. So therefore it's 72 over 12, and then you simplify it as much as you can. The second ratio is going to be 78 over 13. It's y over x. And then you have 84 over 14, simplify as far as you can, and 90 over 15, which simplifies to 6 over 1. So using method 1, we find that all of these have the same constant proportionality, which is 6 over 1 or 6. Method 2 is seeing if you can find the constant multiple instead of doing every single ratio. So for example, when you divide 72 by 12, you figure out this is a multiple of 6, which is our ratio. So 12 times 6 is 72. Is 13 times 6 78? Yes, it is. Is 14 times 6 84? Yes, it is. Is 15 times 6 90? Yes, it is. Therefore, x times 6 every single time is equal to the y value, and it's proportional because it's a constant multiple. So we're going to flip to the inside of your notes on the top left now, and we're going to look at a table here that doesn't say X and Y. It has a situation. So we have calories in a sandwich. We have the slices of salami compared to the calories. And just want to point out, when you aren't given X or Y, the first values will be your X, that's your inputs, and then the second values will be your Y, they're your outputs. So using method 1, we're going to divide our y over x, our output, by our input, which is 56 over 1, or 56. Therefore, our multiple for the first one is 1 times 56 is 56. And then the second one, using method 2, we do y over x. 88 over 2 simplifies to 44 over 1, which is the same thing as 44. So therefore, our multiple of the second one is 2 times 44 is 48. So looking at method 2, it is not a constant multiple. And looking at method 1, our y over x ratios don't match. Therefore, this table is not proportional. The y over x ratio is not the same, and therefore y over x is not a constant multiple. Okay, on to example 2. Here we have a slightly more complex table because we have fractions. So because this one, it's a little tougher to find and check the constant multiple, I recommend doing the first method, which is your y over x ratio. So for the first one here, we have 1 over 8 divided by 18. You simplify it, it becomes 6 over 1. Now on this next one, we're going to do y over x, and we're going to get a complex fraction, which we learned how to simplify in topic 1, multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator, and then slide it up, and then multiply across the top here. You'll get 66 over 11, which simplifies to 6 over 1. Then this next one, 900 over 150, divide by 150, and we get 6 over 1. And last but not least, we're going to have another complex fraction, y over x, multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator, slide it up, and we will get 210 over 35, which is equivalent to 6 over 1. Therefore, yes, the y over x ratio is constant. That is how we know it is proportional. Number 3, top right of your note sheet, we need to fill in the missing values of the table. So just a reminder, first values are the x values, and the second values here are the y values. So our ratio is milk over eggs because it's y over x. So to figure out the ratio, we do 35 divided by 5, or 35 over 5, which is equivalent to 7 over 1. And that's going to happen when it's proportional. All these ratios should be exactly the same. Now, because 7 over 1 is our ratio, it's also our constant multiple. So we can set up a ratio to show the relationship here. But the simpler way to do this would just be to apply the constant multiple of 7, because 5 times 7 is 35. So 6 times 7 is 42. And then over here, we're trying to figure out what times 7 is 49. Here's the ratio. 7 times 7 is 49. Therefore, the answer is 7. But it's simpler to just think what 49 divided by 7 is what? 7. Okay, on to the table at the bottom. I recommend you pausing the video and trying this one before seeing the answers. So first thing, remember, this is our x, this is our y, therefore our ratio is y over x, width over length. And because these ratios are 8 over 1, makes sense that all of these ratios are going to be 8 over 1, this one too. And then 8 over 1 is our constant multiple. 5 times 8 is 40. So 6 times 8 is 48. Here we have our y over x ratio, 56 over 7, which is 8 over 1, because all of these should match because it's proportional. And then here, 64 divided by 8, or what times 8 is 64? And the answer is 8. And you are done with the note sheet.